Hey all, hope you all are doing good. So welcome back to the Christmas streak of day 4. Today we are going to work on this style called Santa's watching. Seems like names is getting interesting day by day. So what's the story? We are going to be taking a look at some of the fundamental tools used in web application testing. You're going to learn how to use GoBuster. So if you have seen in my previous videos in the playlist that I've given in the description, we have talked about the DurBuster, which is just the UI part of the GoBuster. But as like I have not tested anything, but the conclusion that we get from the community is that GoBuster, the UI, the terminal thing, is comparatively way too much faster than compared to others. Okay, so we are going to use that today, and if you are already aware of that, then that's an added advantage. Now apart from the GoBuster, which is used for enumeration, to enumerate a web server, okay, folders to aid in the recovery of elf's forum. Later on you are going to be introduced to an important technique, that is fuzzing, where we have the opportunity to put the theory in practice. Okay, so our malicious, despicable, vile, cruel, contemptuous, evil hacker has defaced the elves forum, completely removed the login page. So let me just deploy this. Meanwhile, let's continue to read about the story. So what we are getting, the conclusion is on the portal the login page is removed by the this evil hacker. Okay, the sysadmin also told us that the API create logs using dates with the format of this. So the whole intention is, since there is no direct interface for the login, we are going to use the API that is available, and we are going to use a GoBuster to find the directory, and then we are going to use like see uh, we are going to send the date parameter, and then we are going to access that API thing. Okay, so what is fuzzing? Fuzzing can be argued as fancy brute forcing to some degree. However, you can fuzz with what you can't brute force. Okay, first what you can't brute force. Okay, that's why we are calling it as fancy brute forcing. So maybe we'll see some of the features which are not there as a part of brute force, but as part of fuzzing we might find that. Okay, poorly built applications are often unable to handle data the way it is supposed to under intense load. Moreover, the data we are passing, the application may be interpreted and executed. We can use fuzzing to cause the application to trigger what's known as error condition when they may be abused by a penetration tester. Okay, this seems to be interesting. Okay, now introduction to GoBuster. So how this thing goes? Okay, so similar to how you would do in browser, this tool is much quicker. GoBuster has three modes. Either we can go with the directory for the directory, and we host DNS, fine. So most frequently we go with the directory. So if you want to search for the directory, go with similarly DNS and vhost. So has a few little tricks it supports, so which means you can brute force file as well as you can use another handy little chart to visualize. Okay, and show example later on. Okay, so this is an example, the command dir and the URL, and then the word list that we want, then the extension. So URL, word list, extension, as simple as that. Okay, and then okay, here we are seeing the URL, the word list, and the extension. Recommended file to use is big.txt. So let's open this big.txt. Okay, let it load. And then we have the introduction to w first is a simple. Occasionally want a bit more information. Okay, so this is the command, and then -c is for the coloring, and then z is for first. The word specifies what will replace the first. Okay, it's like a word list for wherever we are going to put the first. So here we have big.txt and then the URL. So here there is a small trick which we will try to come across in the practical, so we'll wait for that, and we can like remove the unnecessary thing by using the options H. So hide C means codes which are of a specific response, so basically filtering. Then hide L, lines. Hide H, don't show certain amount of characters, fine. So basically the command, the C means color, and Z means the word list, and the D means the query parameters, the U means URL. Okay, so that was all about the introduction part, like the story behind today's lab. So what we are going to do today is basically, let's try to access this first. It's not let's wait for the ping. Yeah, it is working. Only one ping happened. Okay, let's see the task. Meanwhile, let's wait for it. So how to approach the challenge? Since we know there's theoretical in API directory, we can use GoBuster to enumerate. Okay, then assuming we do find something, we should investigate it for interesting files. So first we are going to enumerate using the GoBuster. And for GoBuster, okay, so for legal reason, do not actually run this command at the site is in the question. Given the URL this, what would be the entire w first command? W first, or I don't know how we pronounce this command, looks the query breed is a parameter. Okay, so let's take this thing. This is our URL. So what could be the command? Is it what this is asking? So let me, I hope the font is visible. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, okay, so first thing is our the command. Let's go to this. Okay, so basically w first, and then I want the color coding, and whatever my file I'm going to give that this is the file, and then file path, and then I want to give the query params, that is -d, and in that, okay, let me just add that. Now this is the URL, so I need to give the query parameter boss breed, and then we need to give the first actual first, that please put that here, and then we need to give the URL. So I think this URL is enough. Okay, so -u, and then we are good. So let's try to paste this thing, submit. Oh, answer is wrong. Okay, so file path is not correct. Maybe why? Because they want us to use something else, the big.txt, which they asked us to recommend. Okay, okay, they want us to use this file, big.txt. So let's just get this file. So what we can do is, since we are here already, and we might use it in the coming, so let me just get that, copy this, and get me this here. So if I do ls, I have the big.txt. so the command I think would become big.txt. if not, let's just paste the complete thing. Okay, so let's try to add this. If this doesn't work, then we can directly try with big.txt, but overall that should not have been the restriction for us, because it's up to us what file we want to use. Okay, and breed, okay, URL, okay, URL doesn't need, is not need to be in the double quotes. Let's try to submit it. We are no, so what's wrong here? Big.txt, maybe something wrong with the file is what I'm guessing. Submit. Okay, so it's direct big.txt, it's fine. This is like a silly thing. Okay, now use GoBuster. So for the GoBuster, let's try to load this page once again. No, something is wrong. 1010 132 114. In this complete labs I'm facing this kind of issues again and again, but let's hope for the best. So clear, let me ping that again. So what I will do is I'll pause for 2 minutes so that I can, because there is this issue with this complete stick that the ping is not happening immediately. So I'll wait for 2 minutes and we'll continue it from here with the same IP address. So now the ping is working. It's just that we need to wait for certain duration, like wait for 5 minutes or so max. Okay, so now since it is working, let's try to visit their website once. So this is the IP address, and simply open it, and you can see you have been defaced, your forums are gone. Okay, so basically as suggested in the story description, the login interface is gone from the portal. So we'll get back to our own thing, and now we are good with this command. Now use GoBuster against the target deployed, and not use this. Yeah, this is just for our understanding. Okay, so now let's write the command first. So where is our GoBuster? Right here. So let me open the notepad. Let's try to write the command first. So first the library go buster, and then we want to search for the directory, and my URL is nothing but my IP address, which I'm going to put it here. And I don't know whether I need to put HTTP. Yes, okay, this is required. And then my word list is going to be the word list I need to get it from the big.txt or what they are suggesting. As per that, we are going to find out. So the GoBuster is here, and what is the word list they want to use us? Let me scroll down. Okay, recommended is this big.txt, and we can find that big.txt in our word list of derb. So we are good with that. Let's continue with our command. And next we are going to provide the word list, and I want the okay, file path, and then I want to say my extension is php. Okay, so here we are good. Let me get back to this and simply paste. So I think we have, okay, let me just do some random stuff. This is like, okay, file path, and since I have already copied the big.txt, so we are good. We have the GoBuster, we want to find the directory, the URL we have given, word list we have given, and we want to find the extension php. So let's go with this. And yeah, here it is. Here we are getting 65 out of this much. Oh man, so this is 0.73. okay, so seems the list is really big. So what is the output that we are going to get here? So we are basically going to find out any directories, and we are going to visit them, and based on that we have to find out the directory in which the APIs exist. So let's say use GoBuster to find the API directory. That is what we are doing now. And we can do the similar thing with the Derbuster, and I'll put the link in the description that where we have used the Derbuster previously. But for now, let's stick with GoBuster. So I'm going to pause here because I think it's going to take some time. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so in the result we are seeing one directory with the redirect status code 301 status code, and that is the API. So let's visit that. So copy this. So here they are asking find the API directory, what file is there. So we need to go to this, and then we need to go to the API. If I go here, I can see a site log.php. So if I open this, I'm not getting anything, but this is the what we needed, the file name that is present in the directory. I think we don't need this big.txt because this is for Windows, and like in Kali we already have it, so we don't need it. But basically, if we are trying to brute force the password, then we have a specific word list for that. If we are doing for some specific tool, let's say Apache, then we have a file, separate file for that. So based on our intentions, there is a different kind of word list available. So just visit this checklist, and yeah, we are good. So let's come back to our task, and we found the path as sitelog.php. So submit it. Anyway, since we are done, let's just see the, okay, so they are just giving us the command. Now first, the date parameter on the file you found in the API directory. So this is the file, and on this we have to do the first. So let me and what is the parameter? The parameter is the date parameter. So this is the command, which is the w first. Let's just copy this, and in the terminal, let's we don't need this GoBuster, we are good with this. So let's paste it, and wordlist.big.txt, this is not what we want. They are giving us one file, or they want to go with which file they want to use it. Let's use a big.txt as of now, and the parameter is date here. So let's go with the date, that is date. Okay, date is first, and then our URL will be our IP address. So our IP address is http://10.10.132.114. Now let's just verify once. We don't want to waste our time on getting confused with the file name. So the explanation of first was given here, and they want to stick with the big.txt. No, they have given us, okay, since we are using the date and introduction to go, okay, they have given us one file. Okay, there is an online map, wordlist.txt, w first, big.txt, and use this, the flags and everything. Okay, so let me open this challenge. Okay, So it's up to you to decide if you wish to create the word list yourself or use a larger word list located in the, okay, so it's in, if you are using the attack box instead of the open VPN on this path, you will find it by default. But since we are not on the attack box, we can download it from here. So open link in new tab. Okay, okay, let's open that. And where is our directory? Oh man, I'm doing it a bit Windows manner, but basically I know you guys will do everything in like from the terminal, but since I'm just stick with this. Okay, so word list is the file that we are going to use. So let's get back to our browser, and we don't need this. So we are basically going to do the first on the date parameter, the date query parameter. So the file that we want is word list. So just close all this. So I think this is the first time that we are executing the wfirst command. Okay, this is not working. So what went wrong? The directory, file, and the URL, everything is fine. What is wrong here? User wanted, let me see if we have the file here or not. Word list is here. Okay, yeah, the file name was wrong. So let me clear everything. I hope the font is visible. Let me zoom in a bit. Now it is visible. Let me, okay, I hope now it is visible. Okay, so let me click the up arrow. What happened? Once again, clear everything, and instead of .txt I just want the file name. So these are the silly mistakes that we are doing. Okay, so now it's trying to do everything, and basically it's just that when we are trying to do the brute force from the burp suite, and we try to identify which is the wrong response or the different response. Similarly, I can see here that okay, something is going on for everything. These are the dates that are present in the word list. If I scroll up, I see all these things. All the responses seem similar to me, except for this I see something different. So for this this is something different. So what are we getting here? Control minus minus, and let's see. So 21 lines, 41 words, 467 characters, and this is, we don't see anything else. 200, 200, 200, everything is 200, everything is 21 lines, and everything is 45 words, and everything is 467 characters. I don't see any difference here. Timeout request process 63. Okay, so this is, everything seems same. So maybe we are doing something wrong here. So if we see in the command, we are trying to do first on this URL, but basically we want to do it on the API, right? So this was the correct URL. Again, these are the silly things that we, okay, it's better that we find it out. Okay, now if do we find anything different here? So I see again the same dates, all the 301, 301, 300. Again, I think everything is same. So there is something wrong with the URL. So let's open this, clear, and let's try to what was the API? Okay, so on this API, the file name that we were using is this. So on this, the query parameter needs to be done. So we have to stick with the logic. Okay, clear, no hurry, just stick with the logic what we are doing. So let's try to analyze the command first, and then we are going to execute this time. So what we are trying to do is, on this URL there is a directory called API. In that we have a file this. In that the query parameters, we have to pass the date, and in that date we don't know what is the value. So that value we are getting from the word list, and we are doing the first. So now let's enter, and here I see something different. Okay, again it's like 200 for everything, and here you go. So here I find something different. Okay, so what is this cast? Maybe this is a response. Okay, so this is the one word, and this is, okay, maybe the URL itself is one of the first thing first. Okay, so let's stick to this and try to give this as a our solution, because this is different from the other tuples in the table, right? So let's open this, and as we try to doing, we have to pass a query parameter date, and the value of that is what we are getting from the result. So now let's hit this. No, oh, okay, no, it's not site login.php. I need to copy the cell date and I have to pass this. So yeah, basically what I'm seeing is if some garbage thing is passed, there is no response that I'm getting. But if I pass the actual value, there you go. So I found out this flag, and because I want even you to practice it, I'm going to blur this. Now let's copy this and go to this. So the answer parameter, and let's submit. This is good. Okay, so this documentation, yes, we completed and all the tasks are completed, so we are good with this task. Okay, so this was pretty much interesting, and I think the day 5 day 6 are also going to be a bit easier, but from day 7 onwards it is orange color. So I think there we are going to do a level up a bit more. Okay, so overall I found this lab very interesting, and if you liked my explanation, please do subscribe and click on the notification bell. And the humble request is because most of my viewers are the people who have not subscribed. So if you like the overall explanation, or if you want that, okay, we want the explanation in this manner, not in this manner, so those kind of suggestions are like welcome, are appreciated. And overall, I started Instagram page just yesterday, so there is only 1 or 2 followers. So try to just see the link in the description. I have like provided the list of playlist, I have provided the Facebook, Discord, Instagram, so all these links you can find in the description. So just stick to the playlist and try to complete all these tricks and make the best use of lockdown and practice as much as possible. So that's all for today. Thank you.